please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
When it comes to the government's decision on oil prices, remember it's a double whammy with rupee depreciating and the oil prices, crude prices really going up. Some decision has to be taken this week is what is being reported by Sapna Das, my colleague, who's joining in with some important details coming in from the government sources. Tell us, Sapna.
Yeah, so in continuation with what we have reported yesterday, a very clear indication coming from top government officials that yes, measures will have to be taken together in terms of trying to stem the fuel price situation in the retail market. The rupee has played havoc. It's a bit of a double whammy, not just the rising crude, but also the impact of the rupee, particularly in the last 3 to 4 days. And keeping in mind the range of the price hikes that have been done by the OMCs. So we understand there are discussions underway at the Petroleum Ministry. Of course, finance will have its very important role to play in that on that front. But the clear understanding is that duty reductions cannot happen in isolation. This is exactly what we have been reporting since yesterday. Having said that, so three things that need to be kept in mind. A, there are indications that an excise duty reduction may not be ruled out at this stage. Also, the fact that possibly the tinkering, if at all will happen on the basic excise front and not on the roadside. That's a smaller point to be kept in mind. But this may not be all. State governments will also have to do their bit in terms of trying to keep their VAT reductions in mind, tweaking of their VAT duties. How far that will be acceptable and practical, one never knows. It's a bit of a question mark. And of course, the other part is the fact that possibly a dialogue with the oil marketing companies in terms of how to handle the daily price revisions as far as the retail prices of petrol and diesel are concerned. What can be the mechanism, if at all, because they're completely decontrolled at the moment. So, basically fighting fire on all fronts. And of course, last but not the least, rupees again and again turning up to be a big concern as far as the impact of the rise in the oil prices is concerned. So we understand that probably some dialogue here again with the regulator. Of course, RBI will have its very strong and very clear-cut views on the same. But this is how the situation looks like. Most important, probably some decision is likely in the next 2 to 3 days, if not earlier. This is a sense we have been given as of now. But the changing situation, so we need to be flexible and alert on this front.
Fair point there, Sapna. You're talking about the words that the government is using, or the sources are telling you that the rising oil price is a crisis situation and there has been a double whammy. So what exactly are the indications of what the steps could be? You've spoken about states trying to reduce, or states being asked to reduce the VAT as well as excise duty, and then some hits perhaps on the PSU companies as well, the oil marketing companies. Any inkling of what direction this may go in the next 2 to 3 days?
Well, I think they will be looking at a package, probably, as I just said, all three counters will be looked at, the OMC counter, the central excise and the VAT counter, so to speak, and, concerns being flagged off on the rupee front as well. But that's, I suppose, not very much within the government's control. So, we have to see how that really pans out. Now, the most critical part over here will be that, even in terms of a duty reduction, the same question, do they have the appetite for a cut right in the beginning of the fiscal year? And, with oil prices, at least in Delhi Metro, touching almost 77, petrol, diesel, of course, is always lower. Look at the smaller metros, they're all above 80, 81, 82 rupees. So at this rate, you have to do at least 2 to 3 rupees excise duty cut.
Right.
Which means